Eric, so good to see you. Big Social Security news. Insolvency now projected for 2032. Your benefit could be cut by 22%. According to a new trustees report, ongoing tax revenue would only cover 78% of scheduled benefits after the trust fund is depleted. So, Eric, what does this mean? Because a lot of people assume then that in 2032, they're going to stop receiving a check, but that's not quite it.
Well, the first thing that means for me when I think about that is you need a plan, right? It's time more than ever. We better start seriously thinking about this and get a plan in place. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? But we know something has to happen. So, it just always comes back to, do you have a plan in place, a contingency plan to plan ahead for this?
Right, because if you're relying on Social Security, headlines like these are really stressful. And then just to lay it out for people, the average person could see their monthly check cut by $500. That's according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. So does this mean then that we should claim as soon as we're able at 62?
No, absolutely not. It concerns me when you hear these broad kind of recommendations made across the board for everybody. This is what we constantly stress at Take Point Wealth Management, why we think it's so important to engage a professional independent advisor to help you plan, because there's not one claiming strategy that's best for one, or best for all people. It's really a customized situation, especially if you're married. There's multiple strategies. There's all kinds of different little nuances. I mean, I'm telling you, it's so much more involved in it, so much more planning. Taxes, income, all these things across the board, IRMA, Medicare, your penalties of taking Social Security too early and you're still working, on and on and on. So it's really, really super important that each individual or each couple gets that personalized, customized planning. We do that for you here at Take Point Wealth Management. We actually have some amazing software that even if we don't get it right, the software does, and to help you plan those strategies.
Mm-hmm. Possible solutions to keeping the fund solvent include increasing the retirement age, decreasing benefits, increasing payroll tax revenue. Which, if any of those, do you think we'll see?
Yeah, so we don't really honestly know at this point what they're going to do. I would say that if I was to make my best guess, or if I was to even poll America, and what we talk about quite honestly is always taxes, tax planning. They're going to have to either increase revenue or decrease spending, right? And so I think that taxes are going to just have to go up. Fortunately, unfortunately, for most of the people that we work with, the baby boomers, the retirees, the people that have really worked hard to save their money, unfortunately, the government is a big partner in your retirement fund. Probably 20-30% of it is owned by Uncle Sam. Mm-hmm. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow. So if you have $1 million 401k, about 30-40% of that is going to go to the government. And so they could raise taxes on that bucket. They could raise taxes on Social Security. We don't know what they're going to do, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to have to be some revenue raised somehow.
Mm-hmm. Right, of course, because they don't like to decrease spending.
That's not going to happen. That's not popular at all. No.
Right. Speaking of, so Social Security benefits are funded by payroll tax receipts and the trust fund, as we mentioned. Once the fund is tapped, the government will only be able to pay benefits equal to incoming payroll tax revenue under current law, meaning benefits will face cuts without any action by Congress. And I mention this because Congress is very good at doing nothing. So if they do nothing, we will see these benefits cut. What do we do?
Yeah, so, this is where we talk about, if you're just relying on Social Security, that's not a good plan. And that's got some serious consequences, we believe, going forward. So whether you're in your 50s, you're a pre-retiree, or you're already making that turn in your early 60s, perhaps you're already taking Social Security. We've got to get ahead of this problem, and we've got to do some serious planning, because more than likely, yes, there's going to be some type of changes, whether, I think that if you're already taking Social Security or your full retirement age is 67 and you're retiring soon, you might be grandmaed or grandfathered in, but it's the rest of the folks that are kind of coming behind that I think it's going to impact. And so that's why we love, working with that pre-retiree and getting to those people as soon as we can, because I just don't think that right now, even with a full Social Security benefit, I don't think you should be relying on Social Security to really save the day. So imagine if it's going to be reduced, makes it even more serious to get your planning really precise.
Well, and I know you specialize in helping people determine when to claim Social Security, and you were sharing a statistic with me offline. What was that again, with how many people are going to be paying in versus how many people taking?
Yeah, so once the trust fund runs out, it appears that it used to be there was one worker for every 3 claiming Social Security. Now it's gone down to 1 for every 2.7. So that number is coming down.
Yeah.
They're predicting that it could be 1 for every 2. So if the trust fund runs out, then the only thing that's going to be funding Social Security is going to be workers, people currently working in the workforce. So that's another reason why, keeping employment healthy and really, paying close attention to the economy is so important. I think scary, not scary, but more than ever, why it makes really good sense to get that Social Security maximization report. How does taking Social Security going to impact your income, taxes, Medicare, things like that?
Yeah.
And just really stressing that you don't want to be a greeter at Walmart, So, hey, here I am at Walmart shaking hands because I didn't plan properly for this ahead of time.
Right. No, I mean, having a plan just means peace of mind. So headlines like this don't stress you out. So Eric, if somebody would like to sit down with you, create that plan, talk about when they should claim Social Security, which is going to be a different answer from everybody else, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, so you can reach out to us just by phone if you want, 352-616-0511. You can go right to our website, takepointwealth.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you can actually click a button, schedule a consultation, get right on our calendar. And like I said, this is great timing for us presenting this information today, because I think it's more important than ever that you don't procrastinate and you get in today and start really, devising that Social Security plan. And be careful, don't just run out and take it at 62, because you're getting a drastically reduced benefit. There's some penalties there if you're still working. In fact, go to ssa.gov right now, open up an account, fill out your reports, and get your reports and your Social Security reports so you can see, do you even have enough quarters paid into Social Security? All those little questions asked. But we're here to help you. We're a great resource, and we'd love to help you make those decisions and get you on track for a perfect plan.
Well said. Eric, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.